Mike's reading Rainbow, reading Rainbow.
This week on Mike's Reading Rainbow, Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. It's a classic. Napoleon Hill is the man. He's also the one who authored Think and Grow Rich. I mean, this guy was doing his thing back in like the 1920s, 1930s, I think. This one didn't come out until, I think, decades later. I want to say probably like the late 90s. I could be wrong, but it was well after his death. And it was controversial at the time. He basically, this whole book is, the premise is him having a conversation with the devil, and he's trying to figure out how to essentially outwit the devil, that's the name, and how to get past the devil's tricks. And in particular, he talks about drifting, the devil does, and how 99% of the population, 99 out of 100 people, are drifters. And a drifter is essentially somebody who doesn't think for themselves. And that's what basically the premise of the book is, a lot where you just really need to think for yourself. A lot of times, you know, we fall into this path where, because our friends, our family, our political side is saying, hey, we need to be this way, and we just fall into that trap and we essentially become drifters. The reality is, it's fine if you think a certain way, but really question if you really have those views, or if you're just kind of falling in line because you don't want to be an outcast from your core, from your group, whatever. So it encourages you to have these beliefs. And also, he also mentions, and this is why it took a while for it to get released, where he challenged the churches, challenged the schools, because again, certain cult-like thinking that occurs, and that was, no back in the day, especially. You don't do that. But again, in a general sense, he just says, really, he challenges you if you just think for yourself. And then he also goes into what's called hypnotic rhythm, where we develop almost like a cadence of life that we're not even aware that we're in, and it's just more of a rut. But because that's just what we're acquainted to, it's just what we're used to the day-to-day, we fall into this trap and we can't break out. It's a really good book. It's a very interesting, because the way it's written is simply just a conversation between him and the devil, and it's just a question. It's a Q&A essentially, but it's a really good book. It's got a lot of positive, good messaging that goes along with it. I definitely recommend it. Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil.
Mike's reading Rainbow, reading Rainbow, reading Rainbow.